Bureau of Land Management announces major energy policy shifts. The Bureau of Land Management, BLM, has announced a series of major policy shifts that will impact the future of energy development on public lands, including the rescission of key renewable energy incentives, streamlined oil and gas leasing, and expedited permitting for critical projects. These decisions reflect a renewed emphasis on energy independence and economic growth, but they have also sparked sharp debate among industry leaders, environmental advocates, and policymakers. From the rollback of intermittent energy regulations to accelerated approvals for fossil fuel projects, the agency's latest actions signal a transformational shift in federal land management. While supporters see these changes as essential to reducing regulatory roadblocks and boosting U.S. energy production, critics warn that they could slow clean energy progress and weaken environmental protections. Rescission of Intermittent Energy Rule. On May 14, 2025, the Department of the Interior announced its intent to rescind the Bureau of Land Management's Intermittent Energy Rule, which governs solar and wind energy development on public lands. Originally implemented under the Biden administration, the rule lowered rental rates and capacity fees for renewable energy projects, incentivizing solar and wind expansion. Interior officials argue that the rollback will restore balance by eliminating preferential treatment for intermittent energy sources and unlock America's full energy potential. Proponents within the fossil fuel industry see this as an opportunity to level the playing field, ensuring that all energy sectors are regulated under the same framework. However, environmental groups strongly oppose the measure, arguing that the rescission disincentivizes renewable energy development and may slow the transition toward clean energy. Some organizations are considering legal challenges to prevent the policy change from taking effect. Streamlining oil and gas leasing process. On May 13, 2025, the BLM announced major reforms to oil and gas leasing, pledging to complete lease parcel reviews within 6 months, nearly cutting previous review times in half. The agency aims to increase the availability of federal lands for leasing, reduce bureaucratic delays, and enhance public engagement. Energy industry leaders and economic analysts have welcomed the move, noting that simplified regulations could boost domestic energy production, create jobs, and strengthen U.S. energy independence. They argue that accelerating lease approvals will help meet growing energy demands while ensuring continued investment in U.S. resources. However, environmental groups and some local communities have raised concerns about potential ecological damage from increased fossil fuel leasing. Critics worry that expediting approvals could reduce oversight and lead to long-term environmental consequences, such as habitat degradation and water contamination. Some advocacy groups have called for stricter environmental assessments before leases are finalized. Fast-tracked permitting for critical energy projects. Following the national energy emergency declared by President Donald J. Trump on January 20, 2025, the BLM announced plans to expedite permitting for key projects. One of the first initiatives to receive accelerated approval is the Velvet Wood Mine in Utah, a site known for its uranium and vanadium production, critical materials for nuclear energy and high-strength steel manufacturing. The BLM has committed to completing environmental reviews within 14 days, significantly reducing traditional permitting timelines. Federal officials argue that these changes will increase domestic production of essential energy resources, reinforcing national security. The decision has sparked debate, with supporters emphasizing the strategic importance of uranium production in ensuring energy resilience. Opponents, however, fear that rapid approvals may undermine environmental safety protocols, leading to potential long-term consequences for local ecosystems. Public input for 2026 oil and gas lease sale. On May 12, 2025, the BLM New Mexico State Office opened a 30-day public scoping period to receive input on 20,479 acres of oil and gas parcels that may be included in the January 2026 lease sale in New Mexico and Oklahoma. BLM officials have encouraged stakeholder participation, allowing communities, businesses, and advocacy groups to weigh in on potential environmental impacts and economic opportunities. Public reactions have been divided. Some local business owners see the lease sale as an opportunity for economic growth and job creation, while environmental advocates warn that expanded drilling in sensitive areas could harm ecosystems and water supplies. Looking ahead, as the BLM implements these policies, the broader energy landscape continues to evolve. The debate surrounding renewables versus fossil fuels, regulatory efficiency, and environmental conservation will likely shape further decisions. With stakeholder input, legal challenges, and legislative responses on the horizon, the implications of these moves will extend beyond immediate policy changes.